Mangaroos Tutoring Services, Mathematics Classes. Compound shapes. Here we have an exercise where we are finding the perimeter and area of L-shaped figures. Please feel free to try the questions before I give the solutions. Here we have some notes on solving the perimeter and area. First, we need to find the length of the missing sides. Secondly, we use the given vertical length to find the missing vertical length or lengths. We use the given horizontal length to find the missing horizontal length. For L-shaped figures, if we are finding the longest horizontal side, then we add the other horizontal sides. If we are finding one of the short horizontal sides, then we subtract the other short horizontal side from the longest horizontal side. For L-shaped figures, if we are finding the longest vertical side, then we add the two other vertical sides. If we are finding one of the short sides, then we subtract the other short side from the longest vertical side. So always remember, vertical with vertical and horizontal with horizontal. So let's begin solving. Number 1. So here we can see that we have a missing side here and a missing side here. So we will begin by finding the missing sides. We will call the horizontal side X and the vertical side Y. Let's begin with X. So as a node directed, if we are finding the longest horizontal side, we must add the two other horizontal sides, which in this case is 4 and 5. So X is equal to 4 plus 5. And this would be 9 meters. Now we can also see that this makes sense visually as well. So if we take this side, which is 4, and we bring it down, we can see that 4 plus 5 is 9. And of course that is the same as the side X, since this is a rectangle that we formed below. So let's change the color of Y. Let's use blue. The second step, Y is equal to, so again, Y is the longest side in this case, so we must sum the two other vertical sides, 7 plus 3. So 7 plus 3 will give us Y. We can see that this is a rectangle, so the opposite sides will be equal. So Y is 10 meters. Now we can find the perimeter. So we know that y is 10 meters and x is 9 meters. For the perimeter, I prefer to add the numbers in going around in one direction. So whether it be clockwise or anti-clockwise, both should be good. The reason I am doing this is so that we don't miss any number or we don't count any number twice. So let's begin. I will do it mentally, but of course you can write down the numbers and add them if it's easier that way. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. 19 plus 9 is 28. And 28 plus 10 is 38. So your unit for perimeter is a unit that is used for the length. In this case is meters. So now we will work the area. So what we need to do, since we don't have a fixed formula for all L-shaped figures, we can divide this L-shaped figure into two shapes. Two shapes which we know, of course. And the L-shaped figure can easily be broken into two rectangles or two squares or a rectangle and a square. So let's begin. So that's the first area. I use that because I know we have the lengths 4 and 7. Then we have this next shape. So we have two rectangles. So we will call the red A, and we will call the blue B. So the area of A is equal to length 7 times width 4. 4 sevens are 28. And B, now it's important to pick the correct length and width. Some students make the mistake and they say 5 times 3 for B, but that would be incorrect because that will only give you this part of the shape. We need to make sure that we identify the full length and the correct width. So that's 9 times 3, that's 27. So to find the total area, we must add 7 plus 8 is 15. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's 55 meters. (55 meters squared). Okay. Now we will go on to number 2. So firstly, we identify the missing sides, if we have any missing sides. So we can see that we have a missing side here, and we have a missing side here. We will start with the horizontal. We will call the horizontal side X. We will call the missing vertical side Y. Here we have the horizontal side being one of the shorter sides. So, according to our notes above, we must subtract. X is equal to the longest horizontal side, 8 meters, minus one of the short horizontal sides. We know that 2 plus X will give us 8. So 8 minus 2 will give us X. Next, we have the missing side, Y. Y is one of the shorter sides, or one of the short sides. So we must subtract the other short side from the longer side. 12 meters, take away 7 meters. Because 7 plus Y will give you 12. Y is equal to 12 minus 7, and this is 5 meters. Now we will find the perimeter. Some persons write P E R dot perimeter equal. Again, remember, we can go in one direction. I like to go in a clockwise direction. So let's begin. I will add this mentally, but of course you all can write the numbers down. 8 plus 12 is 20. X is 6. 20 plus 6 is 26. 26 plus 7 is 33. 33 plus 2 is 35. 35 plus 5 is 40. So the perimeter is 40 meters. Now for the area. We can break or divide the shape, the compound shape, into two simpler shapes. Once you have all of the sides, it shouldn't really matter how you break the shape. So I will use this first shape here. Let's do that again. We will call that shape A. and the second shape B. Area of A is equal to 12 times 8. 8 12s are 96. The area of B is equal to, so again, let me remind you all. So I made a mistake. So that's good that happened, because I was just about to remind you all to not mistake the lengths. So let's undo that. It's not 12 times 8. Right. So x here is the width and 12 is the length. We identified x to be 6 meters, so it's supposed to be 12 times 6. So it's easy to mistake the length and the width. 12 sixes are 72. And for B, we have 2 meters, and we found y to be 5 meters. So that's 2 times 5. Area of B is equal to 5 times 2, which is 10. So now we can add the two areas to find the total area of the compound shape, and this gives us 82 meters squared. So the two hardest steps will be to firstly to find the missing lengths, and secondly to identify the correct length and width for each shape. Number 3. Again, first step, check to see if there's any missing sides. In this case, we have 2 sides that are missing. So we will begin by finding them. We will call the horizontal side X and the vertical side Y. X is the longest horizontal side, so we must add the other 2 horizontal sides. 9 plus 6 will give us X. 9 plus 6 will give us X. Y is also the longest vertical, so we must add the 2 other vertical sides. Just 10 and 8. 10 plus 8 will give us Y. If your mental maths is good, you all can work these mentally and just put in the missing sides in the diagram to make it easier for you. The next step would be to find the perimeter. So again, I will add these mentally, but of course you all can write down the numbers and add them, which in most cases would be easier for you all. Alright, for this one, let's add them. Let's work them out. So again, remember we are going in one direction, so we are adding the numbers going around in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So we have 6 plus 18 plus 15 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Six plus 8 is 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. 19 plus 8 is 27. 27 plus 9 is 36. Keep the 6. Carry over the 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. The perimeter is 66 meters. Next, we will find the area. Not perfect, but you all understand. So that's, we will call that A. And this here, we will call this B. The area of A is equal to 8 times 15 length times width. So don't be mistaken, it's not 9 times 8. That would only give you this. 8 times 15 Right, so I would assume that you all can calculate 8 times 15. I know that this will give you 120 meters squared. The area of B is 10 times 6. When we add these two together, we will get a total area, which is 180 meters squared. Now, for all of these shapes, there's more than one way that we can break them. So let me just show you that, so you don't think that you did the wrong working if you got the same answer. So if I wanted, I could have make this into two shapes, 1, 2. Once we do all the working correct, we will still get the same answer. For this shape, we could have broken it into these two shapes. Once it's an L-shaped figure, there's no need to break it into more than two shapes. For this shape, I could have broken it into these two shapes. And again, we would have gotten the correct answer once all the working is correct. Number 4. We will call the missing horizontal side X and the missing vertical side Y. So X is equal to 7 plus 4, which is 11. So pay attention to your units. Here we have centimeters. So your answers must be in centimeters for the length. Next we have the vertical side Y. So it's one of the short sides. So it's 13 take away 8 will give you Y. 13 take away 8 is 5. So Y is equal to 5 centimeters. Now we can find the perimeter. (11 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4 plus 13 plus, no, that's it, 6 numbers. Okay. 1 plus 5 is 6, 6 plus 7 is 13, 13 plus 8 is 21, 21 plus 4 is 25, 25 plus 3 is 28. Two plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So the perimeter is 48 centimeters. Now for the area. So the area of A is equal to the length, which is 13, times the width, which is 4. 13 times 4 is 52. And the area of B is length 7 times width 5. 7 5s are 35. When we add these together, we will get 87 centimeters squared. That brings us to the end of the exercise. Feel free to pause the video and take down any corrections that you need to. Compound shapes. Exercise 2. Find the area and the perimeter of each shape. Number 1. So we can see that we have a side missing here, and we have a side missing here. We will call the missing horizontal side X and the missing vertical side Y. The longest horizontal side is 19 millimeters. So we simply subtract one of the other horizontal sides from it in order to find this missing horizontal side. X plus 13 will give us 19. So 19 take away 13 will give us X. X is 6 millimeters. Y plus 8 would give us 23. So 23 take away 8 will give us Y. So that's 15 millimeters. I trust that you can subtract these simple numbers. Next, we will find the perimeter. We will add the numbers going around in a clockwise direction so that we don't miss or double check any number. So let's put in the missing sides. So that's 6 plus 15 plus 13 plus 8 plus 19 plus 23. Six plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 8 is 22. 22 plus 3 is 25. 25 plus 9 is 34. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the perimeter is 84 millimeters. For the area, we will break the shape into two shapes that we know to find the area. We will call this first shape A. And the second shape B. Let us find the area of A. Area of A is 23 times 6. When we multiply this, we will get 138. And the area of B is 13 times 8. So again, remember to not be mistaken. A is this full length here by this width here, and B, it's not 13 by 8, but sorry, it's not 19 by 8, but rather it's 13 by 8. So ensure that you select the right length and width. So 13 times 8 is equal to 104. So when we add these together, we will get 242 millimeters squared. Number 2. Again, we must find the area and perimeter of the shape. Here we have a couple of missing sides. One here, one here, and one here. Two of them is easy to find, but the last one requires some working. Since this here is a rectangle, and we have 4 millimeters as a width, then on this side here will also be 4 millimeters. Below we have a rectangle whose length is 9 millimeters, and therefore the opposite side will also be 9 millimeters. We have one more side that is missing, but this time it's not obvious. This side here is missing. What we do know is above is a rectangle, the 16 millimeters on top. Therefore, we would have 16 millimeters below. We have 5 millimeters here. Can we determine this length here? Yes, we can. It's the same as this length below. Now we still have to determine this length here. We know that above is 16 and below is 16. So 5 plus 4 plus this unknown side will give us 16. So let's call that unknown side x. So x is equal to 16 take away 5 plus 4. So that is 16 take away 9. Yes, and that will give us 7 millimeters. So now that we have all the missing sides, we can find the perimeter. So remember to go in one direction so you don't miss any numbers. So we go 16 plus 4 and we go all around. When we add these numbers, we will get 58 millimeters. And that's the perimeter. And now for the area. So let's remove this 4 millimeters from here. We will call this A. We will call this rectangle below B. So the area of A is the length of A, which is 16, times the width, which is 4. (16 times 4 is 64 millimeters squared), and B is the length times the width, which is 9 times 4. (36 plus 64 will give us 100. So that's 100 millimeters squared. And that's the area, the total area. Number 3. Let's work number 4 first, seeing that number 4 is a little bit easier. So here we have a missing side here and a missing side here. So we are simply just going to change the lettering here. So So we have two missing sides, a horizontal side and a vertical side. So let's begin by finding the missing horizontal side. So this length here would be equal to the 6 plus the 6 plus this 4. If we bring down these lengths here, we will get a length that is equal to x millimeters. So 6 plus the 6 above plus the 4 above will be the same length as the x here. So we must add the 6, the 4, sorry, the 6, the 6, and the 4 in order to get x. So let's do that. Six and 6 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. Now for the vertical length. The longest side is 25 millimeters. If we add 8 millimeters, y millimeters, and 8 millimeters, we're supposed to get 25 millimeters. So if we shift the y here and we shift the 8 here, we will get a full length of 25. So 25, take away the 8, and the next 8 below will give us the y. Eight plus 8 is equal to 16. So y is equal to 25. Take away 16. That will give us 9 millimeters. So now that we have the missing sides, we can proceed to find the perimeter. So that's 4 plus 8 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6 plus 8 plus 16 plus 25. When we add these together, we will get 82 millimeters. Now for the area. We will call this A. We will call this B. and we will call this C. So A will be 4 times 8 B will be, so we have to do our working here, 6 plus 4 is 10 and y is 9. Is that correct? Yes. So 10 by 9. That's 90. And C is equal to 16 times 8. Sixteen times 8 is 128. So we must simply add the numbers together to find the total area. 8 plus 2 is 10. 3 plus 9 is 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's 250 millimeters squared. Last, number 3. So here we have one missing side here and one missing side here. A vertical and a horizontal length. So this one we need to think a little in order to solve. So the vertical isn't that hard. 20, take away 4 and 9 will give us this missing piece. So again 20, take away this 9 here and this 4 here would leave us with this missing length. We will call the horizontal length x and the vertical length y. So we will start by solving y. Y is equal to, so we said add the 4 and the 9. Now for x. So we know that 13 is equal to 8 plus some number. So let's find this missing piece here. So 13 minus 8. That's 5 millimeters. So if here is 5, here will also be 5. If here is 10, then this piece here plus this piece will give us 10. So 5 plus x is 10. So x would be equal to 10 take away 5, which is 5 millimeters. So let's find the perimeter. So let's draw a line here to separate. So it's 10 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 13 plus 20. When we add these numbers together, we will get 76 millimeters. Now for the areas. So let's erase the internal lines. We will call this A, B, and C. So let's work out the different areas. So we can see that A is 10 by 4. B is 5 times 7, which is 35, and C is equal to 13 times 9, which is 117. When we add these together, we will get a total area, which is 192 millimeters squared. If you have any errors to correct, you can do that now. Feel free to pause the video. Thank you for watching. If you have found this video to be helpful, please feel free to contact us for more information about our classes.